What's up, Dane? It's been a long day. We had a K-Life retreat earlier today in Branson, Missouri. We were just very busy. We got back around 8 o'clock, and you did not want to record.
That's how I feel about this evening.
Yeah. You did not want to record whatsoever. You wanted to record tomorrow at 8 p.m., which would give you not much time.
It's time to unwind and drink.
Yeah. No, we're going to record, and then you can do whatever you want. That's a baby Mountain Dew. What?
Yeah, I want to go to bed at some point.
Yeah, we can do that after, but I got a Monster in me. You now have Mountain Dew. We're ready to go.
And a root beer. What is this?
Yeah,
I got some Kraft Northern something root beer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it tastes good.
I mean, I'm glad it does. I mean, whatever it takes to keep you going, because we're not recording this on a Sunday night right before we drop it. So instead, it is Saturday night. It is 9:20 p.m.
Welcome to Saturday Night Almost Live.
Yes. Yeah, the new name of the podcast, Saturday Night Almost Live. But, it's the Until Next Week podcast with Dane and Samuel.
This is our first nighttime episode.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, we did have one, I think we recorded around like 6 or 7. But this...
No, we recorded like 2 or 3.
Maybe it was.
I don't
know. But this is our first late night. I'm feeling really good. I'm very caffeinated. You're getting there. And here we are.
That's what Mountain Dew does to you, baby. It's what you want and gets you to where you need to be.
Oh, man. This is I can't wait till they're one of our sponsors someday, which they are not yet. We have our other sponsors, obviously, but we'll get to it,
The way I feel about Mountain Dew is the way I feel about just all the good things in life.
Yeah.
And it makes me so happy on an emotional level.
I mean, it sounds like you're really happy. So, like, how are you doing this week?
Pass me the drink.
No.
I need the drink.
You said you were doing good, though. Like, what's happening?
I've been let down again.
Oh, no surprise. What was it this time?
It wasn't my grades.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was my work again.
Yeah,
but that
obviously.
doesn't matter. That happens every week.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the Dallas Cowboys again.
Yeah, I think I told you they would let you down at some point.
I'm getting emotional thinking about it.
Yeah, they're pretty horrible. You should have expected it at this point. Yes.
I've been alive 25 years, almost 26 years.
I'm proud of
and
you.
They've never made it to an NFC Championship
Which
game.
is why you shouldn't be disappointed.
No, I'm
it's
so
expected.
disappointed.
This
so
is
upset.
normal.
No, one of the earliest memories I have of my life is Tony Romo fumbling the snap against Seattle in 2006, and me and my dad sitting there as we see the clock wind down and lose, and we pull our hats over our head and sit in silence for an hour.
Yep, that's what it's like to be a Cowboys fan. Like, so how does it make you feel that who's the 49ers quarterback?
Brock Purdy.
And he was like the last pick in the draft,
He was
give or take.
268th pick.
Yeah, and he's still in it right now, right?
He's a bum. The 49ers are bums. The Eagles are bums. And all you Chiefs fans out there, the Chiefs are bums.
Yeah, so they're all bums, but are they still in it?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are an illegitimate 1 seed. You heard it here first.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. It's because Roger Goodell didn't want Cincinnati in the Super Bowl again.
Oh, well, I mean, they still could be in it, though.
I know. Go Cincinnati. Go Bengals. And just so you know, that's who I'm picking to win.
Well, I mean, that was the only team that was not a bum, according to you.
That's so true. Joe Burrow's so cool.
I do like Joe Burrow. I mean, I'm not like a big hater of any of the teams that are currently in. Typically, I wouldn't be cheering for the 49ers because they are a rival of the Packers, but I do like their quarterback. I like a good underdog story.
Brock's okay.
He seems like a pretty solid guy. So I like him. So if they did happen to win it, I wouldn't mind it.
Oh, he's a Christian. I forgot to say that.
He's super cool.
He went to SALT at Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to... That was in the back of my mind right there.
Yeah, I saw there was like a Facebook video of him this week where he was, I think, giving like his testimony or something. I didn't watch it, but just from the comments I was seeing, I was like, this seems like a pretty legitimate guy.
Shout out to the G, man.
Yeah. So if he would not Garoppolo, because he was the other quarterback.
Jimmy G hit,
he's a good-looking guy.
Jimmy G hit on Aaron Andrews, and I'll never forgive him for it.
That's not good.
I know. I love Aaron Andrews.
But yeah.
So who are your Super Bowl picks, man?
I mean, so the game, we're recording this Saturday night, so we are still predicting who the winners will be tomorrow on Sunday. But when you listen to this on Monday, the games will have already happened. So you know what's about to happen. We don't know what's about to happen.
The future.
Yes. So I think the NFC, I believe the 49ers will make it to the Super Bowl because Brock Purdy has the power of Christ. in them. And that's how it works. I can do all things through Christ. That's obviously how you interpret the verse.
Jesus
so he
only supports winners.
Yeah, obviously. So he's going to win. Maybe we should have listened closer at our K-Life conference today, but I think it's basically what it is. So NFC, 49ers, I believe, will win over the Eagles.
Okay.
And then for the AFC, while I do like the Chiefs and the Bengals, I have more friends that are Chiefs fans, and we are in Missouri.
Sounds like a biased pick.
I also say they're my second favorite team because of Missouri. So for that reason, I'm going with the Bengals.
Hey, got
him. I'm kidding. No, I think it really depends if Patrick Mahomes plays. If he plays,
he's going to play.
So I think actually the Chiefs will win.
But he's limited. He's got that high ankle sprain. That's usually a 4 to 6 week injury, but he's going to play on it.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not play on it?
I mean,
it's either going to be he doesn't play and they're done, or he does play and if he gets hurt, okay, they're done. But he's the only chance they have at winning. It'll be interesting to see.
I support his decision to play. However, he's going to be extremely limited, I believe.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think, honestly, if he does play, I think they'll pull it out. I think it'll be Chiefs 49ers. And then it'll be the rematch of a few years ago. And if you remember from that game, the Chiefs did win it. I think it'll happen again.
Another rigged game.
And as you know, I think a week or two on the podcast, we did say our picks for the Super Bowl, and we both said it would be the Chiefs and 49ers, and we both picked the Chiefs to win it all. That stays true for me. Dane, what about you?
Give me the opposite two teams.
You're changing your picks completely?
I'm taking the Eagles and Bengals.
You're crazy.
Because, I saw the Eagles come out against the Giants, and they looked dominant. And then they look like they haven't skipped a beat. It's going to be in Philadelphia. People going crazy up there. I hate Philadelphia.
You're crazy. I think I've noticed as we've listened to this podcast that you always take the really hot takes and you're trying to be toxic.
I am
That's
toxic.
no different right now. And I think it's because you didn't want to record tonight.
And then the Chiefs. What a poverty franchise.
Hey, I know most of the listeners right now are Chiefs fans.
Poverty
Please,
franchise.
You know Dane's controversial, so just keep listening and leave us 5 stars and tell us how much you hate Dane for this very reason.
No, give us 5 stars and tell us how much you hate Patrick Mahomes.
Honestly, you can do that too. I don't care.
Or Brittany
as
Mahomes.
long as we get
or Jackson Mahomes.
Jackson's okay, not Brittany. She's fine.
Sure,
but
I don't know.
It is not Jackson.
But also, like for realsies though, Bengals are 3-0 against the Chiefs, like since Joe Burrow's gotten there.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes is playing on a high ankle sprain. So
for that reason, Mahomes will be MVP in the Super Bowl.
No.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah. Like if I was betting on this game, I'd probably stay away from it.
Yeah, but you can't bet because it is Missouri.
Missouri, if you're listening, legalize sports gambling. I would be so good at sports gambling.
Until you lose all your money because you're bad picks.
Whatever. I would lose the house, not the money.
But this is not a sports this is not a sports podcast. This is the Until Next Week podcast, which again, we talk about a little bit of everything.
True.
But one thing that we talked about last week, and we're bringing it back this week because it's so important, we had a winner of the painting done by Jake Trust and Art. It was Dr. Pepperson. Thank you. Wow. Congrats.
Dr. Pepperson, great friend of the show.
Yes. Thank you for sending in your response. We'll get that painting to you hopefully tomorrow at church. But yeah. Who was that courtesy of again?
That was courtesy of Drake Trust and Art.
Yeah, quality guy.
He's,
hey,
what
Jake.
What are you guys doing in my house?
No.
Are you giving away one of my paintings again?
I thought you were in bed, Jake.
This podcast horrible. Get out.
No. Sorry about that, guys.
And then, we thought he was gone, but yeah, I'm sorry about the profanities you just had to experience. We didn't think that would happen.
Sorry about that, guys. That was very unfortunate.
We'll still get you the painting,
and
Dr. Pepperson.
And what colorful language.
Yeah, I've never heard some of those words used. Like, that was... Talk about you being canceled.
Guys, we cut out before you could hear the rest of what he said, but...
Yeah,
gosh,
Dane also got a black eye.
I cried.
Yeah, I was driving here, and I saw the cops outside, and they said it was for, like, an active shooter or something, but I think they realized there's outbursts like this on a nightly basis at the Trustin household, and I'm scared to be here right now, but he left. I think we'll be okay, but we just have to make sure we get this recording done and leave, and hopefully we don't record when he's here again.
Do you think it's because we keep giving away his paintings?
Yeah, but that's not going to change anything. We have another painting
away
this
another
week.
one.
We'll post a picture about it. How does this painting make you feel, Dane?
Makes me feel all sorts of confused.
Yeah, it looks like it's two stone figures kissing. It kind of looks like no, it's not us.
Everything's open to interpretation.
Yeah, so we'll post a picture of this painting, and if you send us a comment on Instagram or just however you want to tell us,
or if you text us the word.
What is the word?
Hold on, let me get one. Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. So the words of the week, Mountain Dew. If you send us that and you request for this painting, we will deliver it to you.
And a Mountain Dew.
We will. Well,
if you want the Mountain Dew, I'll give you a Mountain Dew.
That's up to you. Dane will provide the Mountain Dew if needed.
I
will
haven't
provide
drank it by then.
the painting, which is actually by Jake Tressenart, who might or might not cancel us completely.
Still a sponsor.
Yeah, we'll talk about him more later on, but that was an interesting start to the podcast, and we'll just keep going.
What's next?
Yeah, and hope for the best. So as you know, one of your favorite segments is the question of the Dane. Dane, this question came in from our very own Owen Schmidt,
great friend of the podcast.
He's honestly one of the most consistent listeners. Like
I do love that.
He's awesome. We love you. Thank you for this great question we're about to discuss, and just keep listening.
Rumor has it, him and a car full of guys listened to it on Saturday.
Really?
On the way back from the K-Life conference.
Oh, wasn't that? Yeah, I was.
Was he in the car with you?
Yeah, he was in there with me.
Perfect.
Yeah. It was kind of cringy listening to myself with them, but they were chuckling. I did get at least one comment from Luke. Shout out, Luke. He didn't mention anything about your voice during the podcast, but I got a compliment, so I'll take it.
Well, should we inform the fans of the context of why he may not have sponsored me?
We don't need to go into this because we're going to try to keep this non-controversial. We have some topics off limits, so you can just make your wildest guesses in the 5-star review portions of Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever else you find your podcast.
Luke knows why it is.
Yeah, of course he knows why it is, but we're not going to talk about it anymore. But you can make your wildest guesses in the Apple Podcast comments after you leave us 5 stars.
Or in my text messages.
Yeah, you can do either or. But yeah, so this question of the Dane from Owen Schmidt. Do you know like in video games where you might have like an inventory where you can spawn certain items at any point? Have you kind of heard of that, Dane?
No.
Okay, well, this makes for a great question then. So if you had this kind of inventory system in real life, what would be 3 of those items that you could spawn at any time?
Like any items?
It can be anything. It can be crazy.
Does it have to be like a physical thing I can hold?
I mean, you take this however you want to take this. It's just 3 items. What do you think that might be that could help you in daily life, or just be 3 items? Yes.
It's gonna have to be Mountain Dew.
Okay, that's 1.
Because the sauce gets you to where you need to be.
Yeah, amen. Yeah.
Amen.
You got.
Oh man, I'm currently under the influence.
That's a lot of Mountain Dew you have there.
No,
in the baby can.
It's
not
can.
much.
Yeah,
but you could have an unlimited supply of those tiny cans. Ooh. So okay, that's number 1. That's your first item. What's item number 2? What do you think it's going to be?
Item number 2. I mean, it seems cliche, but I think I'll go with money because whatever. If you need it, I got you, baby.
Okay, I'm assuming the U.S. dollar.
Yes.
Okay.
After much deliberation in my head.
Okay, so you're pretty much like the U.S. government. You can just print it whenever you want.
Yeah, shout out to the government. They provided the sales tax for us to buy this.
Yeah, thank you for the inflation.
I know, I'm the controversial one. You're the one attacking the government.
Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong with a 5-star review on Apple Podcast.
I do not
That was
recall.
sounded really weird.
You are wrong.
Yeah, no. Okay, so you got Mountain Dew. You
Shout
got those
Dew.
dollar bills.
$100 bills.
Third item, what would it be?
Can I choose people?
It can be a person, I guess, or people's. We'll say one person that's in your inventory system. So you're objectifying this person, I guess, in a way, but you can tell me who you want it to be.
Do they live in the inventory system?
Yeah, because they
I
spawn.
didn't know that.
They spawn at random.
Okay.
Not at random whenever you want them.
Well, I won't choose a person then.
Okay.
I thought they were like in the place in the world, and then whenever I wanted them, they would teleport
Okay,
to me.
for this reason, for the people, they will teleport.
Okay, they'll teleport. People teleport.
Okay, so who do you want this person to be?
I'll choose my wifey. My future wife.
Oh, okay, future wife, obviously.
Shouty.
Who is that?
I don't know. We'll just call her.
Oh, Erin Andrews. You can spawn her.
Erin Andrews or Carrie Underwood.
She is married though. I don't think
Which one?
Carrie Underwood is. I know that much. Is Erin Andrews married?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I listened to her podcast once upon a time. I won't comment on if I liked it or not.
I mean, if you spawn her though, we'll see what happens.
Well, on her podcast, they were talking about.
We're just want to make it clear. We are a pro marriage podcast.
Yeah.
So we do not want her.
So I can't spawn.
You can
Erin?
still spawn her, but she won't be your future wifey. She can just give you commentary about your daily life and sports fashion.
No.
Yes.
I'm changing it then.
Okay, who do you want to be?
Future wife of whoever it might be.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think it might be?
That would be crazy. So
yeah,
I get this inventory now, and then I spawn whoever future wife is.
Yeah.
And then I figure out who my future wife is.
That is valid.
That'd be crazy.
But who do you think this future wife could be?
I don't know. She'll probably be 6'6". Brown hair.
Funny thing you mentioned that. I was randomly scrolling like on social media, and there was this video about, I think it's like this 6'6" girl, and talking about like her troubles in daily life, and they made her look like a giant. Like she was definitely
You're
standing.
6'6".
No, but they had her like standing, I think, on boxes, but you couldn't tell it. So like she was about to hit her head on like fans and everything else. I'm like, this is no problem for a 6'6" person. You just live in a baby house. Like, what are you doing?
Like, there's literally 7'6" people in the world.
Yeah, yeah, and like stuff's inconvenient, but it's not as bad as what you're making it sound. Like,
that's crazy.
I don't get it.
No, I'd pick my future wife.
Okay, so that's a good pick.
I need her for help with financial decisions.
So this could get kind of weird. So it's your future wife, and you spawn them. But what if you spawn them and they're like really young?
Like right now?
Yeah, so you spawn
How young
them.
do you think I'm going?
Yeah, well, it said future wife. It didn't say how far in the future. So you'd be like, oh, who are you? Nope, leave. That got really weird. I'm not going to spawn you for another 15 years, at least.
You think I'm going to be 50 dating like a 30-year-old?
I didn't say. I'm just saying sometimes there's age differences, and this is getting really weird, but this is where my mind went. So you might not want to spawn. You might want to wait to spawn them.
I mean...
Late night podcast getting crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, you weren't thinking about that.
I'm not thinking about that because I'm probably not going to date somebody who's
that's
like 15 years
it's your
younger than me.
future wife, which means if you spawn them right now, you might not marry him for 15 years. You just don't know that. So it's like, oh, okay, we'll check in later.
So when I'm 40, I'm marrying this person.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Side note, my 40s will be my prime.
Yeah, because we'll still be recording the podcast.
Obviously.
We'll be
on the front porch, though.
Only 5-star reviews.
I'll have a shotgun.
Porch, we're
lap.
40. We're not 80.
What?
You said we'll be 40 years old.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the front porch at 40.
Oh, okay.
I'm so old. Like,
You're 25. That's 15 years from now. You're acting like you'd be an old man. Like
I am
Clint
an old
Eastwood
man.
in those movies where he just has the gun like, hey, get off my lawn.
Yeah, that's gonna be me.
Yeah.
But somebody, not recently, but has told me that my only personality trait is being old.
Well, I mean, you're toxic and old, so I mean, old people can be pretty toxic.
That's true. They tell me that I can't do things, and I'm like,
yeah,
sure.
Okay.
My boss called me fat the other day. I said, "Good morning, so and so. How are you?" She goes, "Dan, you look fat."
But PHAT?
No.
Oh, FAT?
Yeah, she doesn't know what PHAT means.
Okay.
The other day, she used the term lit and then looked at me like, I'm saying that right? And like nodded to me like, did I say that right? And I'm like, no, go to your office.
Okay. And it's funny you say that word because we'll get to this in a second with the word lit, but I got to answer my 3 items.
What are your 3?
So you picked, again, Mountain Dew, money, and your future wife.
I love all 3 of those things, man.
Okay.
Minus the money. I don't love money.
Oh, what are some good ones for me? I'll pick number 1 will be Chick-fil-A sandwiches with the sauces I need. It all comes in one.
What sauces?
I mean, it comes with whatever I need it to be, but typically either sweet and spicy sriracha or we'll go barbecue sauce. But that'll come with the sandwich. So whenever I'm hungry, I can just spawn it at will. So that's my number 1 item in my inventory.
Have you seen the hack online of somebody taking sriracha sauce and Chick-fil-A sauce, putting it in the bag with the Chick-fil-A sandwich?
And then like shake it up or whatever?
Yeah.
I see that stuff, but I'm like, I don't really need to do it.
Yeah, I'm not running it.
Yeah,
why are you ruining perfection?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Chick-fil-A. Typically, if I'm putting the sauce on, I put a couple fries on the sandwich first and then put the sauce on top of the fries because it keeps it contained better.
Yeah.
So then it makes for an easier eating experience.
You want a hot
Highly
take
recommend.
on Chick-fil-A?
You can say whatever you want, but I will destroy you if it's something I don't disagree.
No, I like
or
Chick-fil-A.
something.
I like Chick-fil-A.
That's not
the thing is.
okay.
The thing is, I don't go there by myself like ever.
Okay.
Because as a Christian, like there's all the time when you're hanging out with people, they're like, "Oh, let's go to Chick-fil-A. Let's go to Chick-fil-A."
It's
and
delicious. Hey, do you know where we went for breakfast this morning?
Chick-fil-A.
Dane?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, we go there so much, and I'm like, guys, like, I get it, it's good, but let's go somewhere else, man.
Great.
Nope.
Frosted Flakes.
That's
another
a
sponsor.
trademark infringement right there.
Oh man,
I like it though.
yeah.
But okay, what's number 2 for
Okay,
you?
so that's my number 1 item. Number 2, I mean, you said cash, and I got to go with cash also. That's a great. I mean, we want inflation's going up either way. So if I get unlimited cash and you get unlimited cash, we can take care of a lot of different things. It's kind of like when people ask for extra wishes or unlimited wishes with their 3 wishes.
Yeah, money can buy anything.
Yeah, so we're going with money there. I think it could be an interesting item to spawn, but it could lead to trouble down the road, so we'll let you know how that goes.
Remember that guy named Blaze today?
Yeah, I don't remember what context, but yeah, I remember him being at the retreat.
He like read scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think his real name is Blaze?
I think this could get bad.
I thought he was trolling.
I mean, it could. So a lot of people have different testimonies.
Sure.
And he's like in K-Life and everything else, and he could have got that nickname for a bad reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
And because he was only known by Blaze, he eventually found Jesus, and that's why he's here now. So it's all part of his testimony. So it's not his real name,
could be.
It's honestly why he's where he's at now.
Blaze, if you're listening, I like the way you read scripture today.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
We really appreciate you. Thank you for letting us talk about you on the podcast.
Yeah.
If you want to know more, follow us on Instagram at Until Next Week Podcast and leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and on Apple Podcast.
Speaking of that, we're going to be having a Q&A session that you're going to put up online.
Okay.
The box thing, you're going to submit a question, and then we're going to answer the questions next week on the podcast.
Okay. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, if you guys don't submit any, I'm going to come up with my own. So you better submit some.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, if you want to send us any kind of questions, it can be there or somewhere else, like any ideas you want us to talk about, we'll do it. Most likely.
Unless I hate it.
Yeah, if it's a good idea, we'll talk about it. If not, we won't. But any ideas, you can hear our opinions.
Yeah.
And we'll give you a shout out if you give us a really great question like Owen gave us earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we get enough shares, shaves, if we get enough shares of the podcast episode, I'll shave my beard.
We'll keep you updated on how that goes. But yeah, we'll keep on growing, and then if we get to a certain number, we'll let you know.
I want 20 shares of the podcast.
That's not many to shave.
But I want it by next week.
Okay. So until next week, we'll see how it goes.
We have 39 people following the Instagram account. If half of them share
release the bots. We need the bots.
No. You can't release
4,000 shares.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so Chick-fil-A sandwiches at any time because, you always need the food just in case. I have cash. And then for the third item, I will pick a jetpack like they have in video games.
Dang it.
That would be so cool because I could be flying around and just be doing hoodlum stuff.
Flying around.
Yeah, that would be so fun. Yes?
What is it? Fighting crime?
I just want to ride around on a jetpack.
On my surfboard?
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes.
Dude, that's hashtag lit, man.
Yeah, hashtag so lit. And you know what, Dane?
That's swag, man.
You say this stuff, but I've been hearing a lot of words lately that at one point were very relevant and trendy, you could say.
Yeah.
And then those words just die off, like different trends do.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing that especially maybe the older generation might use these words too frequently still, and it's getting annoying.
Well, it's kind of like Facebook. They won't let it die.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook overall is just the only reason I like it. I've mentioned before, Facebook Marketplace.
And people's birthdays.
Facebook Messenger, birthdays. Facebook itself is, it's pretty pointless.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, we'll help you start a new app.
Yeah, he's trying to do that with his virtual reality, and it's failing.
Right.
Yeah. But so some of these words, one of them that I heard the other day, and it's just so bad, is swag.
I love swag.
It's rough because it was they were giving away some. They were like, "Come get your swag bags," and I'm like,
yeah, okay,
this
that's cringy.
would have been cool 10 years ago, but right now it's dumb. And then we got the swag bags, and it was just like a notepad and like a calendar. And it was like, this is not swag whatsoever. So first of all, you're using a word that should be dead, and then you're not even giving us relevant swag. So it's just a lose-lose. Stop using that word. It's done.
I'm trying to think of more slang that's kind of gone by the wayside, like that I said in like middle school.
Like YOLO?
Dude, YOLO was good.
Yeah, it was cool back then, but now it's like, Yeah, you only live once, but no one really uses it.
But do you only live once? Because you live forever in heaven.
Amen. Shout out to our Christians.
Amen. Men.
What a transition. But have you heard like any other words that you can think of that are just should be dead, but they aren't?
I'm trying to think of what the old people use.
Mm-hmm.
That word, turnt. Remember the word turnt?
Yeah, I remember the word turnt.
Everybody's like getting turned up this weekend.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Do old people use that word?
Yeah, my boss lady used it. She's like, she said...
Did she listen to the podcast?
No, I don't know that I told her about the podcast.
You probably shouldn't mention it now.
No, I know.
But you're awesome if you do listen to this. And if you want to give Dane a raise or a promotion, do it.
What about bye, Felicia?
People really... Again, do people use that much?
Bye,
do you hear
Felicia?
it?
What about... I've heard throwing shade.
You're just reading off a list now.
Nuh-uh. What about ratchet?
Yeah, okay, ratchet is another one. But again, I feel like the main one I see, again, is swag.
I'm going to bring back ratchet.
Okay, you can bring back ratchet. I mean, I think...
I still say high key or low key, too.
High key, I mean, I don't feel like that's really dead. High key,
yeah,
low
that's
key.
not dead.
I feel like that's good.
Those are good ones.
Mm-hmm.
What? JOMO? Joy of missing out? Never heard of that one.
He is just reading off a list at this point. I had the swag comment. He's like, got nothing. Let's go through this list and say all of the old words.
Oh, they have goat on here. That one's not gone away.
No, I use that.
Oh, how about
frequently.
TBH? Remember on Instagram, it would be like for a TBH?
Oh, yeah. They had, okay, off topic. They used to have a thing called ask.fm, and it was so cringy thinking back to it. Basically, it was a website where you have a profile and people can ask you anonymous questions. And this was when I was like in high school, and people would always like, not always, but just randomly send you like flirty messages and like, oh, you're so tall, or you're so cute. So tall. And then they're like, we should definitely date. And like, you're anonymous. I don't know any of this stuff. And this is this cringy. But me being my like freshman self, I was like, I love this. This is kind of cool. But again, also it could have just been my normal like guy friend sending this, and I had no idea.
Remember Yik Yak?
I think I've heard of it. What is it?
I loved Yik Yak. It was this thing where it's kind of like Twitter, but the more like upvotes a thing got, like the more popular it became until...
So it's kind of like Reddit? Did you say Reddit? Did you say that?
No, I didn't say Reddit.
Yeah, I feel like Reddit has like upvotes and everything, but keep going.
No, I'm not on Reddit.
I'm not either.
But, yeah. But so Yik Yak, you'd say something crazy, but it's only for people like in your proximity of however many square miles, and then you'd upvote it, and the more upvotes it got, the higher on the list of like people seeing it would go.
Yeah.
And I had one go national one time. Don't remember what it was, but
okay. So you're kind of a big deal is what you're saying.
No, because I had many that got negative votes. And then if it gets like more than -3 votes, it gets taken down.
That's something.
What about finna? I still say finna.
We're still on this topic. So, I don't think I really use that word very much.
What about
oh my word, we're cutting off this topic.
What about yeet?
Yeet. We're yeeting. We are yeeting this topic. We're done with it. We're gonna move on to the next one.
All right.
Until next week, we might talk about more. Who knows?
Yeet.
Stop. Dane, it snowed this week. Did you see that?
I saw it because I kept trying to be. So one of my favorite things is looking out the window at work and being like. Sure is coming down out there.
You are an old man.
I'd hate for anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
Can you put a price on someone's safety and livelihood? Not me. I would never work for a company like that.
So you're just like, cut off the work for the day. Let us go home.
I say it just loud enough for my boss to hear it.
Yeah. Oh my word.
And if she doesn't do anything or say anything, I'll wait like 20 minutes and then say it again louder.
Like, do you see the snow? It's like coming down.
Oh boy. It's got to be at least 5 to 6 inches now.
It's snowing cats and dogs.
I remember that time Billy wrapped his car around the telephone pole.
You remember the ice storm of 2007? Yeah, it was dangerous, and I think it's the second coming of that.
It's dang near worse.
There's Jesus. He's coming down as well. It's literally the second coming.
But that
I'm gonna leave early to see him instead.
That ice storm though of 2007, right?
Yeah.
That's the only time I got legitimate sledding in ever.
It was dope.
It was so
There's
much fun.
so much ice,
It was
and
so
you
much
would
fun.
just fly down those hills.
We were too young to really care because we were just like, oh, let's go sledding.
Yeah, everybody else is like, I'm out of power. I don't have heat. Everything else like, let's go, Dane. We got sledding to do.
Yeah, I haven't done that much sledding, but like, I would push my brother off of the sled and be like, no, Cole, don't
push
fall.
him in the middle of the street. Watch out, the car sliding. Get up.
I lived in the country, so nobody was out there. But we were like going through the pastures and the hills. It was so much fun.
Those are the best times. I like how like when you're a young age, you're just so ignorant.
Yeah.
To, like everything is going on. Like, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh no, a tree fell through that person's house, but we got the sled.
Doesn't matter. We're out of school.
Yeah, no worry in the world.
Man,
Great time to be alive.
That's crazy. You do any like regular sledding?
Yeah. For a while in Springfield, we hadn't had any great snow days, but like the past 3 years, we've either had a lot of ice or snow where we got some time off of work or school or whatever else.
Not me.
But I might have got some of that time off, so I found times to sled. So with the snow this week, we didn't have a ton, and it was never really below freezing, so it was melting pretty quickly. But there was one prime day where I was able to get out there as my 25-year-old self with my sister.
Rebecca.
Yep, shout out to you again because you do listen, so that's cool.
Shout out, Rebecca.
And we went sledding. It was so much fun.
She followed me on the Instagram.
Yeah, we talked about that briefly.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
She's like, usually I don't let people follow me that I don't really know because I have a private Instagram, but she lets you.
Nice.
So you're in. Let's go.
Look at that.
But yeah, we went sledding for about an hour and a half, and it was so much fun. Like it was literally so cool. Pun intended.
To be young again.
Yes. And I wasn't even going like normal sledding. We also have like this kid's snowboard that I'm way too big for, but I'm like, I'm cool. I'm going to ride this. And yeah, rode that down the hill. Very fun. But yeah, all the snow was almost gone the next day.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time to be alive.
I like that.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I was out of work that day.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I feel like so many times when you maybe start getting older or whatever else, you kind of lose that childlike wonder for like little things, like whether it's Christmas or sledding or.
Well, here's the thing with snow.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't get wet, like my knees and like shoes and stuff, and like I 100% would go outside and play in the snow more.
Yeah.
And like, because I'm just like, dude, like I don't have any like waterproof pants or anything like that. I have waterproof shoes and I can wear a rain jacket and stuff, but I'm like. Dude, I just don't. I'm too old to be going out there and getting hypothermia.
It's funny you mentioned that because it was 2 years ago we had one of the coldest weeks of weather in like Springfield's history.
That was a good time.
It was legit. So just quick context: that same weekend where all this cold hit, it was like in February.
Negatives.
I was at. It was so cold. But it's funny because I did multiple crazy things that weekend leading up to the cold. One of my good friends, Joe, we've mentioned him on the pod before. He was having a bachelor party in Kansas City, and he really wanted to do Top Golf.
Yeah, he did.
We went Top Golfing, and it was 8 degrees out. It was so cold, and like I layered up. Like I had so many layers, but I also had like wool socks. And I asked one of the people, I was like, "Hey, do you think I should wear these?" Like, "Nah, you're good." Like they have heaters there. I'm like, "Okay." Went there, heater did nothing. Like it was 8 degrees, and we still Top Golfed for like 2 hours, and it was so much fun. Great memory, but it was freezing. But leading from that, we had lots of snow that following week, and because it was so cold, none of it would melt. And legit, one of the first days, everybody's like, "Yeah, freeze warning, so dangerous, don't get outside."
Rolling blackouts.
Yeah, it was so
to conserve energy.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I remember that.
But I was like, I'm going sledding by myself for like an hour. It was, I think the wind chill was like -30.
Yeah, I would have told you no.
I layered up. This was around COVID time, so I put a mask on to keep my face warmer. And then I had so many layers, just like an onion, as Shrek would say,
or cake,
or donkey. Yeah. But I went sledding. It was like -30 wind chill. Like the normal temp was, I think, in the negatives, and it was really fun, but so cold. It was worth it. I only lost 2 fingers.
Speaking of Shrek, I saw a TikTok earlier.
Yeah.
This girl was like, me as a kid watching Shrek, he's an ogre, he's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Me as an adult watching Shrek, he has land.
Ooh.
He likes to clean.
Yeah.
He can cook. He is assertive. A family man. He likes to travel.
Oh, there's a reason Fiona might have liked him. And
funny.
It's funny you mentioned that because I saw, I think, another like TikTok, or it might have been one of the Instagram Reels because I don't have TikTok downloaded.
Right.
It was basically like a gender reveal. And they exploded the gender reveal stuff, and green shot out, and they're like looking at each other like, won the world, and the camera pans over, and it shows an ogre in the distance.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh.
People are out of control with gender reveals.
Yeah, gender reveals, I could rant about that for a while. I think so many of them are kind of way over the top and just not necessary. Like, people have burned down like forests and like burned down houses and like injured people and so many other things. And it's like, just be like, it's a boy. That's all you need.
Well, and moms will be like, the kid's legit like 4 years old now. And I'll be like, how old's your son? And they'll be like, oh, well, he's 322 weeks. And I'm like, what?
And they're like, yeah, we didn't do a gender reveal the first time, so we're about to do it. And then when the next few weeks for him, like, he's 4. You don't need to do a gender reveal.
He's 4.
He's a dude.
He's a dude.
Yep. It's pretty obvious.
That's funny.
But
you know what that reminds me of?
That was off topic, but that was good right there.
Remember? Do we have any hate mail from last week?
Oh, okay. So some quick, I guess, takes. We don't really have a fan mail bag. It's mostly a hate mail bag. As you might have remembered, the past few weeks we've talked about Taylor Swift quite a bit.
Several times.
We're not super informed on her, but we still enjoy our takes. But some of you out there, some of these Swifties out there, do not like our takes and think they're pretty awful. And you know what? You have a right to your opinion, and we care for you. But you are probably more informed than we are. But we
got something to say.
Yep.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, no, stop now. We're not going to go down. We don't need any more hate. We need the Swifties to come in and love our podcast, not hate us.
Was he the problem?
Nope, stop. Don't listen to what Dane's saying. He tries to get us canceled.
I have no idea.
He did not want to record tonight, and he's just trying to get us canceled. That's all I got for you. But yeah, thank you for all the hate mail. You are all more informed than we are, but we might mention some more hot takes on topics we know very little about in the future. Taylor Swift being one of them.
Taylor Lautner.
But if you do, I just want to point out, I think in episode 2 we did talk about Taylor Swift. And that was where we went over the Billboard or that list of the top artists.
The Rolling Stones.
Yeah, and we both were on the what was it?
Bandwagon.
Yeah, or not even bandwagon. We're just like, no, Taylor Swift wasn't high enough. And apparently most Swifties are like, no, she was too high. I'm like, high. At least we care for her there, and we think in our minds that she should be higher up than what she is. So although we might not have great takes on other aspects of her music, we do believe she's a very good artist. We just don't listen to her nearly as much as all you.
Not true.
Yeah. We probably don't. We kind of butchered some of her albums, if you remember.
Snow on the Beach, not a horrible song.
I don't know what that song is. Is that from her Christmas album?
No, it's from her latest album.
Okay. I haven't listened to like any of her most recent stuff. So we're not going to make this a Taylor Swift podcast.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Okay. But yeah, that's our Taylor Swift takes again. You know,
John Mayer.
You always can count on us to talk about Taylor Swift each week.
That's true. I'm just naming her exes.
Yeah, we will stop there on our Taylor Swift talk, and until next week, you'll hear more.
What was the hate mail specifically?
It was a long list. Like, it pretty much was a deep dive. We don't have enough time on this podcast to really go into all of it.
I was accurate.
But it was handwritten. There was probably 25 points. It was sent to me in picture form.
Love that.
And there was just so many points that the point came across. We will try not to make as many hot takes about Taylor Swift.
Whatever.
But yeah.
Sounds like a professional hater.
Yep.
Someone dedicated to the craft.
Why do you got to be so mean? That was, yep, okay. But yes. That's a great time to bring us into our sponsors.
Number one, first and foremost, he led all of today.
Mm-hmm.
He's number one person / God of all time.
Amen.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Let's go.
Love that guy.
We really do love him. Even though we sound sarcastic, Jesus is awesome.
He is awesome.
He's the reason we met in the first place.
That's
He's
true.
the reason we have purpose in our life.
He's the reason we spent the day together.
Yeah, and if you don't know Jesus,
do it.
Yeah, just read the Bible and
just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
If you have more questions, leave us a 5-star review, and we can tell you more.
If I put my mind to it, I can do it like Nike. Anyways,
hey. But okay, so
that's why these girls don't like
our
me.
number 2 sponsor, it was kind of awkward, but it's still Jake Trust and Art.
Love that guy.
Yeah, love him so much, even though he said those profanities at the beginning of the pod.
Yeah, we're sorry for what he said about dogs, man.
Yeah, some of those words that came out of his mouth.
Tell you what, I'll talk to him, man.
Yeah, but he's still one of the sponsors. I guess he's letting us give away this painting again.
Oh yeah, another painting.
We'll just need to make sure that we are not in the house when he's here, because he's, I guess, not a big fan of us.
To be fair, the other times that we were recording, he wasn't here, so he didn't know that we were recording.
So yeah, so Jake,
Allegedly.
Trust and Art, we love you.
We love you.
Yeah. And then who's our third sponsor? You added this day. We had Jesus, Jake, Trust and Art, and who's our third that you added here?
Vladimir Putin.
Oh my word! No, it's not. Well, okay. He actually did not put that down. He put
Young Jock.
Yeah, but if you notice, we had a pattern. We had Jesus, J, Jake, Trust and Art, J. Yep. Hey.
That's Young Jock.
Yeah, but you put Jock, Young. So I guess you still followed the pattern.
J's.
Yep. Thank you, Young Jock, for sponsoring the pod. I hope we helped out your sales by playing.
Going down.
Yeah. We hope we helped out your sales, I guess, on some of your songs or plays or whatever else might be happening here.
You have any words of advice before we leave the people?
Words of advice. Don't take a long walk on a short pier.
All right.
It won't end well.
Okay.
Yep.
What if you go around in circles?
Don't take a long straight walk on a short pier.
I get that.
Yep.
My
Do you have
advice,
any advice?
Get before you get got.
Hey. And make sure to listen to your Young Jock, and we'll
No, don't listen to Young Jock.
Yeah, don't listen to the clean versions.
Yeah, listen to the clean version.
Or just listen to the part on this part of the pod.
Remember when Winston on New Girl said, "Hey, yo, Cease, it's your girl Winston, a.k.a. Brown Lightning." Schmidt dropped falling like a bad habit, so ain't nobody riding shotgun, you hear? So you better get going while the getting is good. All right, out.
So to answer your question, no, I don't remember that part, but thank you for letting me know that was on that show. Quality show.
Love New Girl.
I just haven't listened or haven't watched enough of it.
New Girl's great.
Yep. And on that note, until next week.
Spay to neuter your pets.
Yep,
all right,
until
goodbye.
See you guys. Bye.